Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Today's lecture will be from ECC Fast Track Elementary Textbook. Could you please open to page 1? My routine. My routine. Your routine is something, an activity which you practice, okay, as a habit. For example, as part of your routine, you can be going, for example, to swim every evening. So it's part of your routine. For example, every day you go to work, you get to work at 9 a.m. and you leave at 4 p.m. And let's say at 6 p.m. you go to the club or to the pub. Okay, we have class activity. These conversations will be practiced in the English club. So ask your partner the following questions. Take note of the answers they give. So first of all, you ask your partner, your colleague, the following questions. Take note of the answers they give. So whatever answer they give you, try to pay attention and take note. Then write sentences about him or her and read out. So you take note of what your partner is saying, okay? Then try to write a sentence or a group of sentences about your partner. And after that, you read out. You read out your sentences to your colleagues. You ask your partner, when do you get up? What do you do when you get up? When do you go to work? How do you get to work? When do you go to work? It means at what time do you go to work? How do you get to work? How do you get there? Do you get there by bus? Okay. When do you take your breakfast? When do you take your breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? When do you get home from work? At the end of the day, you get home. So, when do you get home from work? When do you take your siesta, your afternoon sleep? When you go home, you get home, you take your sleep. Okay, for example, you can sleep for an hour or less than that. So you take your siesta, your afternoon sleep. So when do you take your lunch? What do you eat for lunch? What do you do in the evenings? In the evenings, what do you do? Do you go to visit your family members? Do you go to a restaurant for, let's say, for dinner? So what do you do in the evenings? So what do you have for supper? And when do you go to bed? So the food you eat in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, is your breakfast. Breakfast. Then after that, you take your lunch. Then your supper. Your lunch you take in the afternoon and your supper in the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have dinner. Dinner is the largest meal of the day. Normally, most of the family members sit together to eat. So that is your dinner. Okay? The largest meal of the day, where normally most of the family members sit together to eat. Reading, ladies and gentlemen. We read about May's routine. May gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning. She brushes her teeth, performs her ablution. Normally Muslims have to perform their ablution. They wash certain parts of their bodies, okay, before they pray. So that's your ablution. So she brushes her teeth, performs her ablution and prays. Then she takes her bath, dresses up, puts on her clothes, and has a cup of tea, an English cake. She goes to work at 8 o'clock by bus. So how does May get to work? She gets to work by bus. She takes her breakfast at 11 o'clock and she has beans, bread, and salad with a canned Coke and bottled water for breakfast. She gets home from work at 4 o'clock. She never takes siesta. She never sleeps in the afternoon. She never takes siesta. At 5 o'clock, she takes her lunch and she eats roast chicken and French fries for lunch. In the evenings, she watches her favorite television series. She has her supper at 9 o'clock in the evening and goes to bed at 10:30. Again, I will read and you try to read with me. May gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning. May gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning. She brushes her teeth, performs her ablution, and prays. Then she takes her bath, dresses up, and has a cup of tea and English cake. She goes to work at 8 o'clock by bus. She takes her breakfast at 11 o'clock and she has beans, bread, and salad with a canned Coke and bottled water for breakfast. She gets home from work at 4 o'clock. She never takes siesta. At 5 o'clock, she takes her lunch and she eats roast chicken and French fries for lunch. In the evenings, she watches her favorite television series. She has her supper at 9 o'clock in the evening and goes to bed at 10:30. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be your homework. You open to page 2, okay? Answer the following questions about the passage which we have just read. Number 1, when does May get up? Number 2, what does she do in the evenings? Number 3, how does she get to work? Number 4, what does she do when she gets up? Number 5, what does she take for lunch? Number 6, when does she take siesta? So you do your homework. Ladies and gentlemen, you should have a notebook for your homework. So do your homework and take it to your teacher at the staff room, third floor, adult education unit. This is at the ECC building, English Cultural Center building, the staff room on the third floor at the adult education unit. So you will meet the teacher who is responsible for marking your homework. Okay, so try to do your homework because your homework is part of your examination. So I think homework attracts roughly 10% of the total marks you will achieve in your examination. So we continue, ladies and gentlemen. Grammar check. We will study the present simple tense and also practice how to use the present simple tense. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the present simple tense. The present simple tense is used to express habitual actions. So the present simple tense is used to express habitual action and also facts. A habitual action, ladies and gentlemen, is an action or an activity which you do, okay, as a habit. For example, every Friday I visit my grandmother, for example. Every day I go to work. Every evenings I listen to music, for example. In Ramadan, I travel to Saudi Arabia. Okay? On Wednesdays, I go to the club. It does not mean that you are doing the activity now. No. You carry out the activity as a habit. Okay? So, it does not mean, as I said, that you are actually practicing that activity now at the moment of speaking. Okay? Okay, for example, ladies and gentlemen, every evening I visit out. Am I with out now? No. But I do it as a habit. Okay? Every evening I visit out. On Thursdays, I sleep early. On Thursdays, I sleep early. On Thursdays, it means every Thursday, on Thursdays. So I sleep early. Normally, I don't sleep early. But on Thursdays, I sleep early. Okay? So these are examples of habitual actions, of actions which you do as a habit. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the present simple tense is used or can be used to express a fact. What is a fact, ladies and gentlemen? A fact is something which is true or will be true, will continue to be true for a long time. Something which is true and will always be true or will be true for a long time. That's a fact. For example, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is a fact. The sun rises, sets. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So, it's a fact. The sun can never rise in the south and can never rise in the north. Also, ladies and gentlemen, cows give us milk. This is a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, the milk we drink from is not from a gorilla. It's not from a donkey. It's from a cow. So cows give us milk. This is a fact. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. The present simple tense is used to express actions, okay? It's used to express habitual actions and also for facts, okay? So for example, Ahmed, we have pronoun and verb to give. Present simple things. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. So we try to conjugate the verb to give, okay, in the present simple tense. So I give, we give, you give, they give, he gives, she gives, it gives. So we practice using the following verbs as well. Verb to go, verb to sleep, verb to watch, verb to fight, verb to teach, verb to eat. Okay, so we practice using the following verbs. Okay, first of all, we repeat the conjugation of the verb to give in the present simple tense. I give, we give, you give, they give, he gives, she gives, it gives. Okay, we practice using the verb to go. I go, repeat with me. I go, we go, you go, they go, he goes, he goes. You add es, okay? He goes, she goes, it goes. Okay, verb to sleep. I sleep, we sleep, you sleep, they sleep, he sleeps, she sleeps, it sleeps. Verb to watch. I watch, we watch, you watch, they watch, he watches, es. She watches, it watches. Watches. Okay? Okay. Verb to fight. I fight, we fight, you fight, they fight, he fights with s. Okay? She fights, it fights. Verb to teach. I teach, we teach, you teach, they teach, he teaches, she teaches, it teaches. Verb to eat. I eat, we eat, you eat, they eat, he eats, she eats, it eats. We practice once again. I give, we give, you give, they give, he gives, she gives, it gives. I go, we go, you go, they go, he goes, she goes, it goes. Verb to sleep. I sleep, we sleep, you sleep, they sleep, he sleeps, She sleeps, it sleeps. Verb to watch. I watch, we watch, you watch, they watch, he watches, she watches, it watches. Verb to fight. I fight, we fight, you fight, they fight, he fights, she fights, it fights. Verb to teach. I teach, we teach, you teach, they teach, he teaches, she teaches, it teaches. Verb to eat. I eat, we eat, you eat, they eat, he eats, she eats, it eats. So ladies and gentlemen, for example, every day I get up at 5 a.m., brush my teeth, take my bath, okay, dress up, carry my bag, and go to work. I arrive at 9 a.m., okay, and I work till 4 p.m., sorry. At 4 p.m., I close my office, say goodbye to my colleagues, enter my car, and drive home. So ladies and gentlemen, all these are short actions, okay? Short actions narrating how I spend my day. Narrating or describing my routine, my daily routine. Okay? So short actions, short actions, short actions, and each action is independent of the other. Okay, let's continue with our reading. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll open to the next page. So this will be your homework as well. Okay? My routine. Fill in the blank spaces with the best alternative from the brackets. So you do this as part of your homework and submit to the teacher who is in charge of marking homeworks for your level. Maria is a secretary. She dash for Global Peace Initiative, a non-governmental organization. She dash papers and dash for meetings between her boss and other executives. She also dash her diary and dash her boss of his official appointments. Her boss, Mr. Jeffries, is a kind gentleman. He dash Maria almost every day that she is one of the best employees in his organization. Maria loves her job. So fill in the blank spaces with the best alternative from the brackets. Okay. Vocabulary. We have employee. For example, you're working for someone. That person is your employer. Employer. ER. And you are the employee. Employee. Double E. Okay? So the person employing you is your employer. Okay? We have the next appointment. Appointment. For example, you can have an appointment with someone. For example, we are to meet at 1 p.m. for example, in my office. So we have an appointment. Appointment also can mean when you choose someone, you select someone to do a specific job or function, you appoint that person. For example, the president appointed Mr. Babikir Awodokiri as a minister. He was appointed, selected, okay, officially. So official, something formal, official. Executive. Executive, for example, it has to do with having powers to perform official duties. Okay? Executive also, from the verb to execute. Execute. We can also have this, for example, the government. Government is made up of three arms. We have the judiciary. Judiciary. We have the legislature. Legislature. And then we have the executive. Okay? The judiciary interprets laws. Legislature makes laws. Executive implements laws. So these are the three arms of the government. We have the judiciary, they interpret laws. The legislature makes laws, while the executive implements laws. Also, you say that he's the executive director. It means that he has the full authority, okay, to implement, okay, to implement official duties, or to take serious, how do I put it? To take serious. He has the right to take strong decisions, okay, which may affect the establishment. So you say that he's the executive director. He can hire someone, and also he can dismiss or fire the person. So the final powers is vested in him. So he's the executive director. He has the right to execute or to implement all the deliberations taken by the company. You say that he's the executive director or the chief executive officer of that company. So he has the final say in the running of the administration. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go over to the next. To arrange. To arrange for something means to prepare for that thing. Then to file. Okay, you can file something, you can arrange something in a file. You are filing it. File. And also a file. A file can be, for example, something which you keep documents inside is a file. Okay? In form of a jacket, you can put your documents. So that jacket is your file. Global. The adjective from the word globe. Globe. Noun. Adjective. Globe. Global. It means something international. Global. Diary. For example, your diary is where you write, for example, you arrange your appointments. You have your diary. So each day you can make an entry. For example, on Wednesday at 9, I must see the dentist. You write it down in your diary to aid you in remembering so that you don't forget certain important appointments. So that's your diary. Then initiative. Initiative. So For example, we can come about with a scheme or a program to help young adults to, for example, to become successful in life. So that is our own initiative, okay? What we are trying to carry out in order to help. So it's our own initiative. For example, if two people are having problems, then I proffer a solution in order, for example, to bring them together to make peace. So that's my own personal initiative. That's called initiative, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so in this case, is the name of the establishment where she works for, or which she works for, sorry, Global Peace Initiative, the name of the establishment. It means that their aim is to make sure that there is peace in the whole world. So also you have your writing practice. In not less than 60 words, write about your daily routine. In not less than 60 words. It means that it could be more than 60 words, no problem. But make sure that it's not less than 60 words. So write about your daily routine. Let us know how you spend your day from when you get up till when you go to bed. We stop our lectures here for today, and thank you for listening. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.